G'day, and how are you going today? Especially, how's it going with those that you love the very most? I think it's time that we again continue through the book of Daniel. Why are we reading this Old Testament Holy Bible book? You see, Daniel lived in ancient Iraq. 2,500 years ago, he became the richest man in the Middle East. In fact, for a short period of time, he ruled the entire ancient world. How did his story start? He went through crisis after crisis. His city is destroyed, his family is killed, his testicles are smashed, he loses his masculinity, and he rises from the age of 18. He conquers that crisis to become the richest, most famous, most popular man in the ancient world, and he wrote the Holy Book of Daniel in the Bible. Welcome to today's show. I'm not so concerned about life 2,600 years ago. I want to know how to cope with crisis today. What did Daniel discover? Well, remember in chapter 1, he expressed his faith in God. He didn't let God go no matter what was happening around about him. Second, he cared for his health. It's no point believing in God while you're killing yourself by being unhealthy. And third, he found great hope when God gave him a vision. And so his faith in God, his health, and his hope enabled him to conquer so many crises through his life. But where does hope come from? You see, hope is driven in turn by beliefs. Now, in today's society, we have so many different beliefs about so many different things, and we think, who cares what you believe? But if you believe that there's no certain future, that life's a random accident, that you're nothing going nowhere, I tell you, that's going to impact your life far worse than if you believe there's a benevolent creator designer who loves you and who wants to plan the very best for your life. Well, to help us kick today's show off, we're welcoming today Mr. Kundan. Welcome today. Tariq, you're a salesperson with
Ray what?
Ray White Real Estate?
Yes.
Okay, and you're a Christian?
That's right.
And you've come from Pakistan to New Zealand when?
In 1987.
Ah, how old were you then?
I was 23.
Okay, and you're a Christian today?
That's right.
Okay, have you always been a Christian?
No, I became Christian 1983.
Why?
My life was a mess, and I was a friend with this school friend, and who became Christian, and he was sharing his testimony with me. And he said how he found joy becoming a Christian, and he's got a faith, and he's got a hope now. So I said, I like to have the same thing.
Okay, now you're a professional person in New Zealand.
That's right.
You were telling me real estate went fairly well for you last year.
Yeah, for the last, I've been in real estate for the last 8 years, and it's been a real blessing.
Okay. Now, you're a Christian in the real estate world. Does God help you sell houses? Do you just pray and sales come, or how does it work? How does Christianity work with business life?
Well, certainly when I first started in 2002, real estate, and I remember taking the Bible principle that knock, it will be open for you, and ask will be given to you. Okay. And I remember going out, knocking at the door right through the middle of the winter. It was raining and snowing, and I was knocking at the door, and the God would just continue to pour his blessing and opening the door for me. And of course, it says, ask and it will be given to you. And I was asking for the business, and the business was coming.
Sorry, I just can't help laughing, but this is a very critical and important point, and you've made it very well. And that is, you discovered from the Bible a principle. It just says, ask and you'll seek, and you've got to knock and the door gets open. So you decided that as a result of that, while other real estate agents are arguably around you, some of them are feeling depressed and kind of giving up because they're just not getting the sales, you went knocking on the doors in the snow and the rain.
That's right. It says in the Bible, in the Proverbs, the hard-working man will get rich, and the lazy man will stay poor. Those decided to stay behind the desk and stay in the offices, they unfortunately left. They couldn't survive.
Okay. Now, the Daniel of the Old Testament times was a young man similar to you, and he read the Bible story, and he looked after his health, and no doubt he put the same Bible principles into practice with his business career, because he became very successful. Would you encourage anybody listening to you, your friends in business, what benefit do they get by becoming a Christian?
Well, the first and foremost, if you have a hope and faith, and that comes from believing in Jesus.
Okay, and believing in Jesus does what for you?
And it gives you eternal life.
Oh, okay, so even if something bad happens on this planet?
And you still have eternal life.
You've got something beyond death.
That's correct.
And if you could just tell somebody very briefly, why should they become a Christian, what would you say?
Well, I come from Pakistan, and Pakistan got a lot of different beliefs, And the majority of them, of course, Muslim. And I had a lot of school teachers Muslim and good friends Muslim. And I believe that you can have a belief, but it can be a wrong belief.
Okay. Well, there's many different beliefs in the world, and we've just heard Mr. Kundan express very clearly his personal preference and his belief, and we're going to explore this later on.